Hi everyone, in this video we will discuss about users and groups in IAM service. So IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. This is the AWS console and just type for IAM in the search bar and open the service. So identity means authentication, just validating the credentials, and access means authorizations. That means what type of permissions does a user has. So for every AWS account there will be a default user created which is called as root user. So under root user we can create IAM users. So root user is like a god. So we have permissions to everything. So IAM users will have access to the resources that we provide access to in the groups or policies. So just go to users and we will create a new user. So just click on create user. So there are already 3 accounts created under user. So we will just create a new user with a different name. Username, just give it as Sampath. So provide user access to the AWS management console. I have selected yes, so that Sampath will get access to the AWS management console. Yes, console password, just click on, we can select any option. Yeah, we will create 2 users so that we can use both auto generated and custom password. First I will select auto generated password and click on user must create a new password at next sign in. I will select this option so that we can change the password once we log in, and just click on next. As of now I am not using user to any group or not copying permissions from any user. I am not attaching policies, so I am just clicking next. So only permission I have given is to change password at next logon. So just click on create user. So this will create a user with a temporary password. So we can change the password once we log in. So if we click on show, this is the password. I'm just copy notepad, I will copy. Username Sampath. Password, this is the password. So I can change the password. Okay, return to users list. So we will create one more user. Just click on create. I will give a different name. Within I will give provide user access to the AWS console. Yes. And now we will create a custom password. And we will type a password. So I have given Nitin@123. So here I will unselect this option because in the previous user we have selected. In this user we will unselect so that we have to log in with this password which we have given customly. So just create next. So just click on next. We are not giving any permissions or not adding to user to a group or nothing like that. Just create next. Just click on create a user, and these are the password for Nitin. I'm just copying these as well to notepad. Nitin password. Okay, click on return to users list. Click on continue. So I will open a new incognito tab and we will log in with these credentials. So for Sampath, I have selected to change the password once we log in with temporary password. So for Nitin, I did not select the option to change the password. So we will not be prompted to change the password for Nitin. So we will see the difference. So Sampath and Nitin are IAM users, that you need to keep in mind. So give username as Sampath and password. This is the password which we have auto generated. And once we click on sign in, we should receive a prompt to change the password. We will see if we receive the prompt or not. As I selected the option, we should receive. See, I have received a prompt to change the password. So I will give the password, old password, and I will give a new password to log in from next time. So click on confirm password change. This will change the password to the new password which we have set. So now Sampath is able to log into the AWS console. So that means this is called as identity, which is authentication. So just we have created a user and just provided credentials to the user. We did not provide any permissions to the user. So if you select any service and open, we will get error because we have not provided any access to services for the user. So if you go to EC2, I should get errors because Sampath don't have access to anything. If you see this, Sampath don't have access to any services. We will select Virginia. So in the same way, we will log into other user, Nitin. So for Nitin, we have selected option not to change the password at next login. So we will see how it goes. So we should be able to log in with this password and we should not receive any prompt to change the password. Click on Nitin, copy this password, click on sign in. We should not receive any prompt. We should be able to log in directly. So if you can see, we are able to log in directly without any password. Go to Nitin, I am able to log in directly. So if you click on EC2, also Nitin don't have access to any resources. So Nitin should not be able to open EC2. We should receive API errors same as Sampath. You can see we are receiving errors because we don't have any permissions. So permissions is called as access part. So we will provide access not directly but by creating groups. So why groups are used in the sense? Groups are used to provide access to a list of users who require common permissions. Like if a set of users who are admins require administrator access. So if a set of users require access to EC2, a set of users require access to S3 or a combination of different services, we can create groups and provide access to the group and add the users to the group. So just click on create group and we will name it as EC group and we will select the users which we have created. We have created Nitin and Sampath, right? So we will select that and we will provide permissions to EC2. So we will give full access and click on create group. So the group which we created is EC group and we have added users both Sampath and Nitin to the group and we have provided permissions as EC2 full access. You can see this is the group name EC group, and under EC group we have added users Nitin and Sampath, and what permissions we have given is called as authorization. So that means access part. So what permissions we have given? We have given access to Amazon EC2 full access. Yeah, we can see, right? Amazon EC2 full access we have provided. So who are present in this group will get access to Amazon EC2 full access. So who are present in this group? Nitin and Sampath. So Nitin and Sampath will get access to Amazon EC2 full access. So previously Nitin and Sampath don't have access to EC2. So we will just, as we are already logged in, we will just refresh the browser. See, this is Nitin's account. We will just refresh. So we should not get any errors because Nitin now have access to EC2. See, we did not receive any errors now because Nitin and Sampath both have access to EC2 now. We will log out and log in with Sampath credentials and see. Sampath also have access to EC2 now. So Sampath also should be able to access EC2. So this is how we can provide access to users using group. So we have covered both the authentication and authorization in this group, and also we covered how to create users in the group and how we can create users, IAM users normally, and how we can create groups and add users into that group. And password I have changed it, so I will log on with the password that I have changed. So once we open EC2, Sampath should be able to access because we have provided access to both Nitin and Sampath via that group to EC2. Open EC2. We should not receive any API errors. If we receive API errors, that means we don't have access. As Sampath and Nitin both have access to EC2, we should not be receiving errors now. Yeah, if you can see, we did not receive any errors now. So that means once we provide access to any user, he should be able to access the resources that he got access to. So this part is called as authorization. That means whatever resources we provided access, that user should be able to access once he able to log in. So login part is called as authentication. That means validation. And once the user logins, what type of resources he can access, that part is called as authorization. Hope you understand the video. Thank you for watching the video, and please like, share and subscribe the video for more interesting videos. In the next video we will discuss about how to set multi-factor authentication for the IAM users. We have created IAM users, right? So only password is not a good practice, and also we need to set multi-factor authentication. That means second layer of protection to our account. So even if any other user knows our password, they should be able to log in with only password. But if we set multi-factor authentication, they have to type the OTP or authenticator code or hardware token which we have set.